All right, guys. Well, welcome back to the channel. If you are an educator and you live here in Michigan, you've probably heard of an insurance company called Meemic Insurance, and it offers discounted rates for homeowners, automobile insurance for educators across the entire state. And it was something that I was introduced to about 5 years ago when I switched my homeowner's policy from Progressive over to Meemic. And I've never had any issues. When I had them with my auto insurance, I did have a deer collision which was covered. I had no issues with them at that time. But today, I'm out here standing outside my home on this gorgeous day, really to talk about a major issue that I've run into with Meemic and why I would no longer recommend them given the current state of a claim that I filed a little over 24 hours ago. Now, to kind of give you some information here, I'm going to walk you over to the back of my property here, which is where my daughter's playground is. And we've never experienced any flooding out here. And about a week ago, 2 weeks ago actually, I noticed that this area was under quite a bit of standing water, quite a bit more than what is out here right now. And while we were gone on vacation to Orlando, I noticed that it first had started then, and I had contacted my family while we were gone, or once we got back, about when we were gone, and asked them, hey, like, did you guys get a lot of rain or something? And they said, no, we didn't. And I just thought that this was really strange. Well, fast forward, and I continued to have a breaker that was tripping, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. It did it 3 times. And finally, I was like, I'm going to have to call an electrician in to get this checked out, or I'll take a look at it this weekend. And yesterday morning, when I woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning, I noticed that when I was in the shower, I had no hot water. And I thought, well, maybe the breaker tripped and it's connected to the hot water heater. So I finished in the shower, got dressed, went to go downstairs into the basement where our breaker box is. And it's actually at the top of the stairs going down to the basement, and noticed that the breaker was not tripped. So I hurry up, got dressed, got my shoes on, and I thought, I'm going to go down and just check the hot water heater. Maybe the pilot went out on it. And when I got downstairs, I had stepped into a giant puddle of water. Hurry up, I turned down the flashlight on my phone and noticed that the bottom 2 steps going down into my basement were completely submerged in water. So again, it's about 5:30 in the morning. I hurry up, went down, checked our sump pump. Thought it was kind of odd because I have a sump pump and a backup sump pump. I could hear the backup sump pump kind of struggling to pull some water out. Came out here and checked it out of our exhaust vent for the sump pump, and noticed a small trickle of water was coming out. So I thought, man, it had stormed out a couple days prior, and we had a little bit of rain the day before. And I thought, well, I guess my sump pump failed. So hurry up, went to work. Once the store, Home Depot opened, bought a new sump pump, got back here, filed a claim with my insurance while I was waiting. Got back here though, still had not heard back from Meemic. So I called them and they confirmed that they in fact had received the confirmation of the claim that was filed. But for some reason, I didn't get an email, I didn't get a phone call or anything like that. I sat around waiting here at my house, got the new sump pump installed. It was struggling to get water out, and I couldn't figure out why it was taking so long for the water to go down. Well, that new sump pump was connected. I mowed the lawn, I picked up outside, I went inside and made lunch, and went and checked on it. When I went down to check on it, not only were the bottom 2 steps covered in water, now the third step was completely submerged in water, even with the sump pump continually running. And it would run for about 20 minutes before it would, I'm assuming, overheat, and then it would shut off. And it would shut off for about 30 minutes, and then it would kick back on and repeat the process. That entire time, the backup sump pump was not running, and I just thought it was strange. It was a sunny day. There had been no rain in over 24 hours. Where was all this water coming from? And once everything kind of settled down and it finally got pumped out, I went down there, started doing some checking, and I noticed that the ceiling in my basement was wet, along with one of the walls at about 6 foot level. And I thought, well, that was really strange because there was no water that had gotten anywhere near that high. So kind of checked around down there, and while I was checking around, my dishwasher clicked on. And when my dishwasher clicked on, I started hearing water spray everywhere in one section of my basement. I'm going to take you down there in just a sec to show you. But with the copper piping that we have for our water line, there is a fitting in between, which apparently had failed. Thankfully, I was able to come back through it, and I had a small solder, and I was able to solder it. I think that's what you call it. I had to look it up. I was able to solder it back as best I could, wrap it with a towel, but it still actively got water streaming down the pipe. And for some reason, I can't get a hold of anyone at Meemic. I cannot get a hold of the adjuster. I'm being told that they will have contacted me within 24 hours. It has been over 24 hours, and I don't know what to do at this point. I have tons of stuff down in my basement that is completely soaked. My hot water heater is not working. My furnace is not working. I don't know what to do at this point. So, guys, I'm just telling you, if you are in the market for insurance and you are an educator, you might be tempted with Meemic Insurance. The rates aren't that much cheaper, but they are a little bit. Stay clear. At this point, I cannot tell you enough how poor the customer service has been. For someone having an active leak in their basement and an active flood, I would think an adjuster should be out same day. And for some reason, we're just not getting the support that we need. And I got to get back down there and get this figured out, guys. So please, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Meemic, if you're watching this, I'm still waiting on a phone call. But other than that, guys, I'll keep you posted as to the progress of everything that's going to have to be torn out and replaced down in my basement. With that said, guys, thank you. Please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date on next steps. And other than that, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. This is it right now. You can see it sprayed up the wall there. There's a stream running down. It's leaking down here as well too, which is I kind of think started the process, but water came up to about here. And anytime something actually runs, it's causing, I think, some vacuum on that up there, which is just making it just spray water everywhere. So I move this out of the way. You can kind of see there's a connective, I don't know what it's called, I'm not a plumber, but there's this connector bit right here that was wrapped in this towel already, and anytime something runs upstairs it shuts off. But the only way to shut water off to this pipe here is by shutting off the entire water to the upstairs of my house, and I can't live without water. So it kind of comes and goes. It's not really consistent. But I do have some things that are shut off, which is kind of keeping some of the pressure down on it. So, guys, I'll keep you posted.